Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along to another Taco Tuesday. I didn't move away from the microphone a bit there. I saw it peeking. It's Formula Racing League round number 9 of the PS5 Pro Tier. And it's at the Hungaroring, or the Hungaroring as it's unaffectionately known by the drivers. More famous for not being able to overtake here rather than anything else, although better than Paul Ricard. More famous for its spectator facilities. True story among the drivers. It is round number 9, and we've had some absolutely phenomenal racing so far this season. Let me just turn down those engine sounds ever so slightly. Like I say, yeah, some phenomenal racing so far. We see at the top of the table it is Jet Packer Nebula, a 5th trip onto the podium, the first driver to do so this season. He actually DNF'd in round number 7, so he is at the top of the table, but only 4 points ahead of Milden, who for the first time after 4 races on the podium finished in 6th place. So he was going for 5 podiums in a row after being the first and the only driver so far, as we can see, to get those 4 podium spots in a row. Another driver with 4 podiums, Cool Racing, 15 points off the lead, but that 4 trips again on at the podium. Very, very, very useful indeed towards his overall standings. The Kuno last week with a 12th place, but still in 4th overall. Rob 2K inside the top 10. Another great result there for him in 5th position. Art Connor is in 7th. Didn't race last week, unfortunately. Ollie with a 5th place has missed the race and has finished as high as 2nd as well. So the Bentley driver, the 23rd and the 17th, certainly out of sorts in rounds 3 and 4. Arms 8th overall, 2nd last week, a DNF and a non-start as well. So certainly a case of what could be for Arms with 2 rounds still to race. Supercar Ray in the Ferrari, another Ferrari driver. 14th last week, but still 9th in the championship with FRL's Hutch in 10th. Great comeback drive last week. TKD Drifter in 11th. All the racing in 12th, a full 140 points back off. But and in fact, Ollie's but Ollie hasn't done that much races. He's only been in 3 races, and it's all 3 results within the top 4. So definitely one to watch in these last 2 races for podium spots. Kajitako's in 13th, Rendell in 14th, Red Ken in 15th place, with Elysium in 16th. 162 points off the lead, but a 7th last week and 2 DNFs. Only a couple of finishes inside the top 10, so definitely some talent there. Lamaro, he'll be fresh from his appearance on the Wednesday night podcast in the Jag. 19th he finished last week. Not his seasonal best, 2 15ths. 17th overall in the championship. Then you've Oulton, 18th. Where he finished last week, and that's where he's in the champion. Lintup, Andy Cray and Rin, 19th, 20th and 21st. Want Ferraris in there as well. And so is Cheese Monkey and GS. Just have a look to see whoever those is racing this evening. Still got 5 minutes left of practice, and then we'll be jumping into the Quali session. I can tell you it's going to be another mixed bag for the drivers. The race is going to be at night. It is definitely dark out there, and the rain clouds are gathering. That is for absolutely sure. So we could see a repeat of Silverstone. Team Lamaro says Gatecrasher, how we doing? Michael's in the chat. Evening, John. How's it going? Not too bad. Not too bad. I don't want to tempt fate, but we do appear to have remote play fully working. We are still on the PS5, so everyone obviously, if you're out there, play to the sim racing gods. Please get spectator on the PS5 console. Quite frankly, stunningly ridiculous. We don't have it on there as of yet. Stunningly ridiculous. Here's go. I was going to look at the team championships as well. There is the PS5 teams. Of course, we do have drivers such as Michael Race is no longer on console. And in fact, these teams not at the top anymore. They have been properly overtaken. It's Milden and Cool Racing that are leading the way though. 111 points ahead of the rest of the team, with a phenomenal points average between the two of them over the series so far. The Kuno and Arms both bringing home the bacon as well. They are 111 points behind in second. They've got a 70-point gap over the Hare and the Tortoise, Rob 2K and Lamaro there in third. They're on the podium in the teams. Team Lamaro throwing up the gang signs in the chat. I don't know where gang signs came from. Red Kings Motorsport, Jetpacker Nebula Championship leader. He's got Yuzar. I've no clue if that's what his name, but I love saying it that way. They're fifth overall. Triple X Motorsport team, TK Drifter in Renville, in sixth. Ollie not in the champion. No, Ollie is, sorry, but again, Ollie, that driver I mentioned, he's only raced in 3 races, top 4 from all 3. So certainly his team will benefit from him taking part in the next races. Art Corner, there he is. He's on his own now because Michael Races is on PC. So Art, I'm not sure if you'll get another teammate before the end of the season. I maybe should have checked that actually. Kajitako and Marty Road Racing, Red Ken and Want Ferrari, their 10th overall, Brando Red Team. Hutch. The Starsky and Hutch Marauders, of course, they're 11th. Supercar Ray and Kino DJ in 12th. Volta and Chez in 13th. Rin and Shigs in 14th and 15th. It is the one and only Elysium Arne Noir. Come on, get out of here. You got to be like Arnold. Right, okay, I promise no more. Dodgy Arne. Actually, I can't keep that promise. I'll be on PC soon. Fingers crossed. See if I can get pole here first. Okay. Michael Firth. What is your name in the race then? Hold on. Are you Jetpacker Nebula, dude? I feel like I should probably know this. Everybody's got different names on different platforms. Twitch, Discord, everything. Michael Firth, are you Floppy Fox? Dude, how you doing? I didn't realise that was you. Mental. I've never, like I said, that's, yeah, you see, you're one of these people that's the bane of my life. You've got different names every place. Yeah, it's your fault I've got a terrible memory. Definitely not mine. No. How you doing, Fox? Good to see you, mate. Cheers for tuning in. Yeah, pole position here in the Ferrari. Come on, Forza Ferrari. Team Ferrari. Let's do it. 46 seconds left of the practice session. So, oh, damn. Am I allowed to say that? Look who's joined the league. Oh, Floppy, you might have your work out for you tonight, mate. Like, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you're going to have to be on the ball. I mean, the Ferrari's good round here. Tell you what, for anybody who doesn't know, you will soon. This is your Mr. White Smurf. What is his other name? He's on my friends list. Yeah, he'd been sim racing for about 4.5 minutes, and he was absolutely destroying everyone on track that I knew pace-wise. Ridiculous. Wow. White Smurf. Woo. Yeah, I'm completely unbiased commentary, of course. I'm just, yeah, the level of competition in here has just absolutely skyrocketed. Absolutely skyrocketed. Oof. Tell ya. Yeah, sorry, I'm completely fanboying. I should, I'll be worried about, should be spicier with the changeable weather. Looking forward to it. Yes! The weather indeed, although the track has gone green and the rain has disappeared from the clouds. Why am I getting a notification like Smurf in action? See if I can give him a race. Oh, he's quick. I mean, yeah, like you say, when I first started on ACC, he jumped in and he literally just started sim racing when ACC came to PS5. He only started doing it for a giggle. I was like, dude, he is, yeah, he's very quick. I've got 15 minutes off. Yeah, I'm a bit excited about this now. Not that I wasn't excited before, obviously, but yeah, this is it's a whole different prospect now with the Smurf on board. Right, let me just make sure I've got all my I wish you could type in the chat, but unfortunately I'm having technical issues with remote play. I don't want to push block, so I'm running as few programs as I am. And again, with the lack of spectator mode, it does limit the cameras, and at night it does make it slightly difficult. We'll jump on board with the jetpacker. This track, I mean, is it a commentator's dream? None of the corners have got names. They're all numbered turns 1 through 14. To spice it up, there is a 1A and a 12A. Yep, full creativity mode in that one. We're on board the jetpacker Nebula. He's just coming into turn 12A now. This little kink just under the bridge. We'll stay with him for a lap round here to see the drivers. I'm assuming some of them do. There is obviously, yeah, there is full qualifying etiquette. And yeah, jetpacker certainly adhere to that there. A few of the drivers go past, you really bunch up and yeah, find themselves in space. But we are on board with the Nebula, then just over the shoulder. You can see the brake lights into turn number 1. You really want to get on this apex and 2 wheels on this curve as well. Not on the green stuff though, you lose too much momentum. This is turn 1A. Turn 2, bit of a nightmare this one for me. You really can. You can double apex it almost like double gauche at Spa into the right hand in here. You really want a lot of that curve on the right hand side. Yeet the car completely over it. Maybe not in the Ferrari. Yeah, definitely in the Ferrari. Not so much in the Porsche. Right over that curve here. That's potentially, apparently, he was well inside that right hand side, unless the track runners have moved. Yeah, potentially into that chicane. Yeah, we all know this one. Very, very difficult. Not quite as bad as the double back on yourself that you get at Monza, but still an interesting one to make your way through. Halfway through the lap now, see Jetpacker Nebula still using every single millimetre. This last section here really is very easy to get this wildly wrong. You really need to get into that inside the apex for Jetpacker at the moment. This will be a banker sighter lap, I would imagine at the moment. We've got Arms with a 45.9. That is a good time in these conditions. 12 degrees on the track temp. This is Oulton within a second. We'll run through them in a minute, but we'll stay on board with Jetpack. We've got a few more across the line. There's Milden taking the top spot, and the Craze up there in the top 4 at the moment. We also got Hutch popping in there. Rob 2K pops in 7th for Jetpackers. As we're saying, sighter lap there. Milden taking the lead in the Mercedes. I don't know. Right, okay, you know what? I'm going to literally have to jump in and put my lights on. How do you put your lights on? Apologies, let me just see if I can get rid of this one. No, I don't know. There we go. What a mess have we got. Ooh, he's done it. Wow. No, that was a while just at the 144. I struggle with the times like that in pristine conditions. Floppy Fox in the Ferrari, though. 7/10 of a gap over the rest of the field. Milden in the Mercedes in 2nd place. Andy in 3rd. Ferrari in 4th. Arms 5th. Hutch is in 6th. Elysium in 7th. me. Ollie RSR, he is in 8th place. Your Mr. Whitesmore 10th, actually, just been gazumped by Art Connor. Showing out in the Aston Martin, then up into 2nd. Supercar Racing 13th, you've Oulton 14th, Ren Jetpack and Nebula into 16th place then. Kaji Taco, High Grade still a set of time, so does Cool Racing. And status at the time. He's in 21st. Lamaro out on track in the Jag, looking a set of time as well. TK Drifter still to do the same. Connors in the pits has been overtaken now by Rob 2K, and Milden's gone quicker as well. Floppy Fox with a 1:44.3. He'll be jumping back in. Still plenty of time to get themselves a lap set on come out of traffic. We'll stay on board with Milden. I'm just going to very quickly grab a drink left in the next room. Give me 2 seconds, sorry. Ticking all the boxes, trying to remember everything. There we go. The battle is on. Up at the top then, you're Mr. Lightsmurf making his debut. This is potentially his debut in league racing, actually. I think he did race before by Actrovision, but wasn't in the league for long. Clash of personalities. But yeah, 2nd place here, sorry. Completely out of breath after running up the stairs, down the stairs to grab my cup of tea. Milden in 3rd overall then. He's halfway through the lap. We've got Lamaro just yellow flagged and returned to the garage. Almost everyone have set times. High Grade B out on track, still isn't set a time. Arne and Dokuno, neither of them setting times. Potentially on penalties. Jump on board with the BMW then, the biggest challenger to Floppy Fox at the moment, although with no Milden. Jetpack and Nebula, 13th in the Porsche. Championship leader really is going to be feeling the pressure. Still 5 minutes to go though, with a 1:45 average lap time for these drivers. Up at the sharp end, 44.3 for Floppy at the minute. And yeah, we're back. Yes, so the drivers up at the top, 1:44, so they've got enough time for 3 laps easy. In fact, Mr. White Smurf is going to cross the line. He'll have enough time just about to do 3 more laps. Any advance on his position as he comes around the last corner. Very Nürburgring-esque, that last corner. A couple of corners here. Definitely. Oh, and he's gone quicker by 0.2. Not quite enough though, still 3/10 off the pace. Milden just coming through the fast, almost infield-like section. Just over turn number 3. So 3/10 between first and second, 3/10 between second and third, 3/10 between third and fourth. Fourth and fifth, almost identical times at 9/10. Cool Racing in 6th, TK Drifter up in the 7th place. Rob 2K almost bang on at second off the pace, much like TK Drifter. He's in 8th, Art Conner in 9th with Ollie RSR. Again, almost identical times to Andy Cray. He's just edging Andy though in that 10th position. Want a Ferrari, got a Ferrari, he's 1.3 off the pace. 12th position with Oulton in 13th, Jetpacker Nebula 14th position, Elysium 15th, Renville 16th, Supercar Race 17th, Lamaro 18th, Yazaa is in 19th, we're running 20th, Kajitako's in 21st, and High Grade in the pits in 22nd, Arne Noir and Dacuno. No time set there. Andy Cray comes into the pits, Floppy Fox. Just coming to the halfway mark through the lap. Let's see what the Ferrari driver can do. Cool Racing, pretty much bang on a second off that pace. Still time there to find, I'm sure. Milden will be looking for time as well. And obviously we're going to keep a close eye on Jetpacker Nebula. See where the championship leader ends up. 2.5 minutes left to qualifying. So that quick run through is taking up half of the time that we had left when we started it. So not much time left for the drivers to get those laps in. Oh, and he's coming to the pits. White Smurf is into the pits. I don't think. Oh, yeah. Does he have time to come out and set another lap? He gets out and absolutely flies round. But his window of opportunity is closing. Floppy Fox coming round the last corner. He is going to get at least one more lap, if not 2. He can finish this one and start another one. Doesn't go quicker. White Smurf stays in the pits. His pole position challenge is definitely over. 1 minute 45 on the clock. He won't get around and cross the line. So Milden, Arms, Rob 2K, Hutch, all handed lifelines for the front row of the grid. And Floppy Fox knows he has his closest competitor. Won't be going any quicker. No idea who's doing what on the timing deltas at the moment. One of the drawbacks to console commentating, so we'll just have to wait and see as drivers cross the line if they improve. I'll try. Oh, there we go. We just saw TK Drifter, Cool Racing improved. No, he didn't. Still one, but TK Drifter improved. Andy Cray in the pits. Will Floppy Fox go any quicker? Milden just crossed the line, didn't go any quicker, and Floppy Fox just about to start the final sector. We will get an update on his time. Hutch comes into the pits, his qualifying's done, so's Andy's, Kajitako's, High Grade, Arne Noir and Dacuno. All done with their qualifying. Your White Smurf still sitting in second. Ooh, and that's a big push there from Milden. And it is just a push too hard and it's taken him off the track. Quali done. So his best hope for the finish is third. Still got Arms and Rob 2K and Hutch out on track. Floppy Fox crosses the line with 9 seconds to go. He is going to get another crack at it just to make sure, although Art Conner comes in the pits 8/10 behind, so he does slightly improve. Rob 2K's been given his checker flag, so the best he can hope for is 6th position. I'm still out on track, could improve. Cool Racing into the pits, we won't with TK Drifter. He's just come through turn 2. Just coming to turn 2 now. It's really not the easiest to see in the dark with this camera, but the driver's out on track doing a phenomenal job. Yazaa in 13th. Jetpacker Nebula has improved only as far as 14th position. This is his last chance for romance in qualifying. Oulton, Oh, that looked good there. He hung right on the edge of that. I thought you held that there, Chris. That was very, very close, mate. Nicely done. That almost looked like it was going to hang on there. The big wiggle right on the edge. Feel Tony Hawk rail slide there. Elysium coming in the last corner. Have we seen any proofs at the top? No, Floppy Fox didn't go any quicker. Elysium 17th. He only needs a 10th to improve, potentially up to 3 positions. Not to be for the Porsche driver. Jetpacker, checker flag in 12th. Did go slightly quicker, but doesn't get in the top 10 then. TK Drifter still on track. Andy Cray into the pits. Renville out on track as well. He's just coming round the last corner now. Checker flag. 18th place, 1.6. Off that pole position. TK Drifter coming around the last corner. He'll be the last driver to cross the line and set a time. He is bang on a second off the pace. He needs 6,000s to improve. And he's only gone and found half a second to put himself between your white smurf and FRL Milden. What a lap in the Lamborghini. Take a bow, Mr. TKD Drifter. Phenomenal stuff. It's Floppy Fox, and as we can see, with a 1 minute 44.3, taking pole position, only 3/10 off on the front row of the grid. It's your Mr. White Smurf in the BMW. TKD Drifter in 3rd place. He will be side by side on row number 2 with the Mercedes guided by FRL Milden. Row number 3, they'll have Art Connor and Arms behind them. And as you can see there, 6 different manufacturers. In fact, 7 in the top 7. So 7 different cars inside the top 7, and it's Rob 2K in the Bentley, giving us a full house there. Hutch in 8th, Cool Racing in 9th, Yazaa up into 10th. Great drive there to get onto row number 5. Ollie RSR in 11th, Jetpacker Nebula Championship leader, 1.2 seconds off the pace in 12th. Stop the presses, but it's the Hungaroring. A lot of very difficult to overtake here. There is pit strategy, undercuts, overcuts. How's it all going to work out? We will see. Row number 7, Andy Crane, Want Ferrari, 13th and 14th. Lamaro and Oulton side by side once again. They were side by side on the cameras, on the podcast, blethering away during the week. And now they're side by side on the grid. Elysium and Renville, 17th and 18th. Rin in 19th. And Supercart Ray in 20th position. I didn't think it was going to stay on that long, but we can get a quick look. Supercar in 20th, as I said. Kaja Tacos in 21st. High Grade in 22nd. It'll be Arnie Noir in 23rd. And DeCuno starting in 24th place. 18 drivers within 1.6 seconds of the leading. TK Drifter with a purple Sector 3. To really bring home the dominance of the Lamborghini there towards the end of qualifying. So, yeah, phenomenal drive there. We'll be on, in fact, we'll probably start with Milden. Yeah, the drivers will be taken to the track very soon. Well done, Floppy Fox. Phenomenal. So, yeah, the drivers will be making their final preparations. 12 degrees on the track temperature. And the clouds have stayed. No rain predicted, at least for the first 15 minutes. We did see some a lot of changeable weather there at Silverstone. It looks like it's in the driver's favour at the moment. We'll see how long that lasts. Of course, that weather radar only for the 15 minutes, so we'll have to see how far in the race. Of course, 1 hour race, 1 mandatory pit stop for the drivers to take. And a lot of championship points and standing up for grabs. Milden was looking very good there, but was at one point in second place. He's qualified in fourth, not the best for his championship ambitions, but he is 8 points ahead of Jetpacker Nebula, who's only 4 points ahead of him in the championship. So if it starts and finishes like this, Milden is taking the championship lead. So it will be all change. I'll have a quick look through some of the other events while the drivers get themselves ready. A minute and a half, and we will be on our warm-up lap. Yeah, so we've got 30 seconds to go. Warm-up lap, 1 hour race. Is that game sound working properly? Yes, there's just no engines at the moment. There we go. This should start starting up pretty soon. There we go. We have engines. Excellent. That's we kick back to the garage. Superb. So our 24 drivers will make their way round the 2.7 miles that is the Hungaroring. One of the younger circuits, obviously not as young as Barcelona, made in the 90s, but 1986, of course, racing does go back in Hungary back to the 1930s. The first Grand Prix held there, 1936. Won by an Alfa Romeo, which unbelievably didn't break down before the end of the race. Crazy times. So yes, ball racing has definitely always been popular here. Of course, the first racetrack built behind the former Iron Curtain, and it's holding top class racing since 1986, since the track's full inception. Much like Paul Ricard, it does have a bit of a mixed reputation between drivers and fans alike, often criticised for its lack of apparent overtaking opportunities. Qualifying can certainly be very important. Not totally impossible, but yeah, you do really need to be on the ball and have two very compliant drivers if you're going to make successful overtakes around here. So we could see a lot of changes in that pit phase, the mandatory stop. So who's in the chat? Who do you think's going to win? Of course, we haven't made the line. Mr. Floppy Fox, he reckons it's going to be taken. Jumping up the PC soon, so that'll be good to see a lot of drivers making their way to the PC. Still very strong numbers here at FRL and other places and on the console, but certainly a lot of drivers taking that step onto the PC. Say still got a lot of racers on PS5. Some great races at the moment. This has been a phenomenal championship so far. Obviously, Big standout in the championship. Got to be Jetpacker Nebula. 5 times he's been onto the podium. Out of the 8 races, and he had it at DNF as well. So, phenomenal stuff there. But the battle is going to be between Floppy Fox and Mr. White Smurf. Into turn number 1. This is all going to be about the start. We do love the iron and blue colours of TKD Drifter's car as well. Extra shout out for that. Right, let's get ourselves ready to go. There's the green lights and we are away, and that is not a good start on the left hand side by Mr. White Smurf. I don't know what's gone wrong there, but he's got bogged down and he's lost potentially 3 positions. Actually almost more like 4. Floppy Fox, green pair of heels into turn 1. It is TKD Drifter up in 2nd place. Milden up in 3rd at corner. Moves up as well, he's in 5th, although Mr. White Smurf seems to have gathered himself again. He's getting an attack back done through turn 1A and slightly later on the brakes. Oh, I'll tell you what, he nailed that one absolutely perfectly. Was at corner, attacking in the back, and this Arms in the Audi having a look as well. Rob 2K running wide, we've got Cool still in 9th position. Yazar further down the order then. We need to wait and see what happens with the timing board. Let me get Jetpacker Nebula. Okay, let's just get through the first time we get it. Rob 2K isn't leading the way, we'll get that one sorted out in a minute. It's really going to keep Cam to turn the lights on. Oh, kidding. So is Floppy Fox still leading the way as it comes through the chicane. Pit window, yeah, and it is open for the fuel. Our TKD Drifter in the 2nd place then. Phenomenal start. Milden in 3rd. Your White Smurf has managed to steady the ship. He's in 4th place, so he really did get bogged down at the start. Up corner in 5th. It's Hutch in 6th place. It's Arms in 7th. He's at in 8th. Jetpacker Nebula up to 9th place. He's already made up 3 positions. 1 Ferrari in 10th. You've Oulton just outside the top 10 and 11th. Romaro in 12th with Renville in 13th. Cool Racing in 4th with Supercar Ray. Just behind that battle, in fact, I think that's going to update again. We can see some moves being made up ahead. Romaro looking to get past you, Oulton. And I tell you, he's actually going to lose a position up the inside. The Ferrari, one Ferrari looking to get his position back. He wants a Ferrari and he wants his position back. It's going to try and go around the outside. Oh, Romaro a bit late on the brakes, opens up through the corner. Nearly took the nose of the Ferrari off, but the Ferrari saw it come and dabbed the brakes and managed to avoid the contact, but he is down to 12th position and into 13th. Cool Racing in 14th, Supercar Ray 15th, Ollie in 16th. That's double. Oh, that's me in the pits. I was going to say we've got something like one in the pits, but that's me in the pits, so ignore that. High grade under a lot of pressure. I believe Rob 2K's dropped down the order. PS5 viewing any spectators will get replays. He's dropped right down the order in 18th position. Arnie Noir looking to make up places as well. So Elysium comes through turn 1. Kaja tackles Decuno and Rin 21st through 23rd. Andy Cray down to 24th. He's actually got another car behind him as well. That's Rin, sorry. So Rin's much further down the order. Let's have a look back up and see how the battle's progressing inside the top 10. Your White Smurf into the pits very early. He's gone for the big undercut after getting bogged down at the start. Potentially a fueler. Tyre problem perhaps. I wonder if he's gone out on Quali fuel maybe. We'll certainly find out. The Kino's looking to get past Elysium and Arnie Noir. They're very close, but Milden and Art Corner, they're not close at the moment. Sorry, it's Milden and TK Drifter. Floppy Fox mercilessly 2.5 seconds ahead. 3 seconds, sorry. Ahead of the rest of the field, already just behind them. Drifter up in the 2nd. Phenomenal qualifying to start. Excuse me, himself and Milden making their way past Your White Smurf, who's now completely down the order then. He's in that pits, taking his mandatory stop. High grade B down in 23rd. Let's have a look at Yazar trying to get past us. You can see the headlights lighting up the car ahead there. That's Hutch trying to get his way past Art Corner, out the last corner. Nothing doing there. Jetpacker Nebula up another couple of positions, as is your Oulton. The driver's coming at the pits, and I think there's been another incident. I'm trying to see who it is. I know High Grade B has just dropped down the order as well. His Mercedes potentially taken on board a bit of unwanted damage. Not that there's ever damage that is wanted, but certainly at the start of the race it could not be worse time. One Ferrari back up into 10th then. He's got Romaro just ahead of him. He's trying to get a move past the Oulton as he comes from turn number 2. We've got a car down. Car flailing on the right hand side. That's Jetpacker Nebula. No, it's not. It's Yazar. I apologise. It's Yazar. Or is it a Porsche? Fox really had to figure out who that was there. But anyway, what we do know is that Floppy Fox is leading the way impressively, 3.2 seconds ahead of TK Drifting. We've got FRL Milden still in third place. Hutch trying to improve on his fifth position at corner. The potential target just ahead. Lamaro still, in fact, is he... He's not ahead at the moment, no. He is within 3 tenths. He's got one Ferrari. Only 6 tenths behind Yazar watching this battle as well. Oh, and one Ferrari. I'm not sure if he moved. I don't know what happened there actually. It looked like he was potentially looking for a move up the inside. Didn't quite get the brakes up to move over to avoid contact. Great apex by the BMW right up the inside. The Ferrari's got the wider line. Let's certainly Fugal force some more acceleration possible, and he does use that to his advantage to get to the last corner first and maintain that 9th position. But Yazar certainly within striking distance should the drivers ahead box themselves in with all the overtaking attempts. And that is one of the big issues around this corner. It's not so much as difficult to get the overtake. It's difficult to get the overtake. It's really easy to leave yourself, to hang yourself out to dry or box yourself in. Just ask Ayrton Senna when Nigel Mansell went whizzing past him and take the race in. Can't remember what year. Hopefully there's some geeks in the chat that can remember. Save my blushes someone. What year was that? Mansell made the overtake on Ayrton Senna here. Yep, we'll find out. I'm sure we'll find that. I'm going to remember to Google that before the end of the race so we can check. I'm sure it was a back marker that was involved. I think that's what the problem was as well. I think it's the irony. It wasn't actually a double overtake. It was Senna trying to go past the back marker. And yeah, with the layout of the track, he ended up boxing himself in. Nigel Mansell went right round the outside. Took the race win. Ollie RSR in 13th place. Supercar Ray in 12th. They're both within a second. The Cool Racing in 11th, just outside the top 10. It's Yazar. It's in that 10th position. We want Ferrari in 9th. Lamaro 8th. You're voting in 7th place. So a great start there. You'll be looking for performance of the week. What is it? Alien of the week. Alien of the week. Chris is on. I hope he's not listening to this commentary actually. If he does, we'll be able to tell you. He'll have a wiggle when he's laughing at me. But he's in 7th at the moment. Jetpack and Nebula just ahead of him in 6th. Hutch in 5th place. It's at Connor in 4th. Milden in 3rd. TK Drifter still in that 2nd place. And he's shown a clean pair of heels to Milden since last we checked in on the Lamborghini. He's 1.6 seconds ahead of Milden. So really is stretching out, of course, as everyone knows. Or you might not if you're new to the Formula race. GT racing, it's much the same as Formula racing. Spending too much time in the slipstream really is massively detrimental to your front tyres. So you don't want to do that too often. Yazar, he's the one to get out with the slipstream. In fact, he wants to get out with one Ferrari slipstream and into Lamaro's slipstream. And Lamaro is defending for his work. That could potentially be a slap on the wrist from the in-game stewards. Oh, the BMW is so much later on the brakes than the Porsche there. This does look like a case of when rather than if. But again, the BMW could fall foul or accidentally boxing himself in if he tries anything to hit. Oh, really gets close there. Was there a slice of Oh, yep. Oh, double, triple contact there. Unfortunate stuff. Cool Racing, Supercar Ray, Ollie all make their way through. So does Rob. 2K, they're still side by side. That is one Ferrari still on the outside. Oh, little gentle door ban there. They're still between the Mail and the Mustang. The Ferrari, one Ferrari in fact does it back out with that there. So a bit of contact there. It looked like he took a little tap on the rear through the chicane initially, lost control of the car, tried to straighten it, didn't have enough momentum to keep his nose in front, and ended up with the 188 sideward spin. Tony Hawk himself would be impressed. He did manage to keep up with his tyres. Won't be too thankful of the extra sideways action. Definitely don't want a flat spot them this early in the race. Mandatory pit stop, but you really want to be shedding some fuel before you come in and take that pit stop. So all change through the running order once again. Yazat and Arms both coming in to the pits then. Your White Smurf has stayed in the pits, unfortunately. So it looks like he has the tyre from the race gutted. Qualified 3/10 off the top spot. Yaza, Arms and Dokuno all into the pits. Jetpacker Nebula in up to 6th. Uvolton up to 7th and Lamaro in 8th. Cool Racing and Supercar Rain 9th and 10th. Ollie's now 11th with Robin 12th. One Ferrari 13th. Venville up to 14th. Elysium is about to be promoted as well through the pit stops. So yeah, we're only 5 laps in. And we're starting to see some pit stops. 49 minutes left of the race to go. And there is not much separating Cool Racing, Supercar Ray, Ollie, RSR and Rob 2K. In fact, the back the Bentley we're watching is being expertly lit by the Bentley of Rob 2K. So the two Bentleys certainly looking to gang up on Supercar Ray in the Ferrari. Ooh, he's a bit far back there. We're looking to potentially see if the Ferrari would make a defensive move. No need for any move to be made, given how far back he was. There's no way he was getting him close. Drive-through for track limit penalties. Drive-through for track limit penalties. It's Ren in the McLaren. We had a few McLaren fans in the chat last week. Unfortunately, we're seeing Ren falling foul of the penalty. Yaza, Arms and Dokuno are all out. They've taken their mandatory pit stop. 49 minutes of the race left for them to traverse to get to that checkered flag. The track has been upgraded to fast. Still no sign of any rain. 15 minutes from now we should still have a cold, dry track. 12-degree track temperature, so really is chilly out there for the tyres. It'll definitely help keep the brakes cool. A bit too cool though. I do know. In fact, where's Red Ken Racing? Now I think about it. I knew there was something missing. Where's Red Ken? Oh, he's not in tonight. But yeah, who is it? Sorry, Supercar Ray. He's still there. There's Ollie and there's Rob still looking for that overtake. Andy Cray all over the back of Elysium in the Porsche. Elysium sandwiched between two Lexus, or Lexi, as I believe the plural probably isn't. I think I just made that up on the spot. But he is sandwiched by Lexus Renville and Andy Cray either side of him at the moment. Ollie RSR and Rob 2K. Still pretty inseparable. Robert, oh, the time what Ollie RSR there, he was praying to the sim racing gods. Oh, was that net code, or did he actually go sideways there? Sorry, I got a bit excited. I'm not sure now if that was net code or if he moved sideways, because his car has just jiggled again twice on my screen. Although his connection looks fine, so hopefully it was just a net code thing and he's not gone sideways. Done any damage to his tyres. Hutch still trying to get his way past Art Corner. The BMW and Aston Martin still duking out. There's Renville coming into the pit, so Elysium gets a bit of clear track out, although he's just completely missed the last turn there. Elysium has. What's going on? And Ren has dropped much further down the order as well. Elysium slightly missing that last corner. He has the tackles up into that 16th. Again, still close. Although, Rob has got the overtake done. We've just missed that there. Out with turn 2, Rob. Absolute savage. Killer move there by Rob. To get that done on the exit to turn number 2. Bentley v Bentley, and Rob is coming to smell the roses, and that one up to 11th position. Now got Supercar Ray and Ferrari just ahead of him. I'm sure he was more than happy having these two battling behind him, but it doesn't look like Rob has been released. Really catch Supercar Ray, Cool Racing. Equilibrious gap between Cool, Supercar and Rob. 1.8 seconds all round. Lamaro in 8th. Uvolton still up in 7th position. Great drive so far from him. Jetpacker Nebula up to 6th. Championship leader doing champion type things. Up from 12th to 6th position. Still got a lot of pit stops to go. Hutch and Art Corner still 4th and 5th respectively. Still only 3 tenths separating them though. Slightest mistake by Connor, and Hutch is going to be in there. Oh, and look how close he gets to turn number 1. A little bit of a run by from the Aston. The BMW obliges on the exit though. So into turn number 2. Still as you were for 4th and 5th, and it's still as you were on that podium. Milden in the Mercedes in 3rd, TV Drifter in the Lamborghini in 2nd place. And Floppy Fox will catch up to the back of the pack. There's Elysium coming into the pits as well. Although... Oh, it was Renville that came in before. I was going to say, I've got deja vu. Is he not there? I apologise. I was getting confused ever so slightly with Renville. But there's Elysium coming in to take his pit stop. One Ferrari in 13th after that big fall from Grace. Cagitaco's down the past Arnie Noir in the Porsche. Mercedes v Porsche over that curve. Seen a couple of drivers fall foul of that one. We've already seen a drive-through for track limit penalties. So yeah, definitely a tricky one, especially in these conditions, i.e. late at night, pitch black. Time. Dacuno, the lead driver on track to have taken his pit. He's got Yazar. Still. Oh no, I thought we'd seen a little mistake there, but no. Elysium on the pit exit. Dacuno. He's through, so he will be ahead. So Yazar, he is very close indeed, coming into turn number 2 to Dacuno. Arms just down the road as well. We saw him battle, so he's obviously taking on damage and had to spend a bit of time in the pits. Go Lamaro, yes indeed. Mr. Gatecrasher, sir. The team Lamaro is having a phenomenal day. Some very consistent laps, couple of little wiggles, but he's got himself together. I think he's just maybe feeling the pressure about a cool race. He just needs to run his own race. If you've got any way of communicating with him, tell him. Just keep it calm. He's running absolutely phenomenal at the moment. He's got Oulton just ahead of him. And if he times his pit strategy right, keep you on to a winner. He's keeping cool at a distance, so still the gap between these two is jumping between 1 second and 1.4. Hutch and Connor within 2/10 then. Hutch. Oh, and I tell you what, that's a big wiggle by the Aston Martin. He really is all at sea, and it just shows you how difficult this track is to overtake. Most of the tracks in the world, you have that much of a wiggle through a turn, you're going to find yourself side by side with the driver behind. No such luck for Hutch on that occasion, and all the luck for Art Connor there. Certainly will be thanking any Irish heritage he's got, because definite dose of luck of the Irish there, I would say, to hold on to that position. You've got to wonder how long the BMW is going to stay behind the Aston before he comes into the pits to try and get a clear bit of track. It would appear, at the moment anyway, that he is the quicker out of the two of them. And as I was saying, you don't want to spend too much time in that slipstream. It really does put a lot of extra pressure on your front tyres, especially in a machine like that. The BMW and the Aston Martin have got massive engines right up at the front. Cagitaco still got Arnie Noir just ahead, 6/10 of a gap there. Dacuno is the lead driver on track. They've taken his pit stop. He's at Arms and Elysium all joining the pitted drivers. Renville still in the pits with the light flashing. That means he's taken on serious damage. That is Ollie RSR just making his way past Supercar Ray on the exit to turn number 1. Very nice move indeed. Into turn number 2, the Ferrari definitely still hanging there. The Ferrari's going to be a bit better through this section, right over that curve. There we go. That is how you throw a Ferrari over there, ladies and gentlemen. You can see he just missed that exit curve on the way out, just ran off it nicely over the left hander as well. So Supercar Ray just been overtaken, but still hanging with Ollie at the moment. Hutch and Connor, 6,300 separating them through the last timing board. Unbelievably close still. You do got to feel that one of them's got to come into the pits, although at the moment, if I was Connor, I would definitely be keen to stay out. He's keeping Hutch behind him at the moment. And it's Hutch that's having to do all the extra work. Cool Racing is now within 8/10 on Lamaro. Oulton still in 7th, phenomenal run there. Hutch there 2 tenths behind Floppy Fox, having a great race at the moment. 10.3 seconds ahead of TK Drifter in second. Milden still in third on that podium, coming into turn at number 1.4 behind the Lamborghini. It's Art Corner and Hutch, as we've just been watching again, to cross the line. Less than half a second separating, and only 7 tenths between Cool Racing and Lamaro. So Cool is finding a tenth or two here and there. The same difference with Supercar Ray and Ollie RSR at the moment. Kaji Tacos still trying to get his way past Arnie Noir, neither driver coming into the pits. The Porsche certainly with the more interesting line than the McLaren through the last corner. He does make his way safely through there, almost double apex. That's got a great run on the exit. The rear engine in that Ferrari, the rear engine in that Porsche, I do apologise. Certainly keeping the back of the car planted. McLaren to turn on so much better on the brakes though. But again on exit. There goes the Porsche once again. 11 laps in, Floppy Fox still in lead. TK Drifter still fending off Milden. And Cool Racing still trying to catch up to Lamaro. Lamaro is losing a bit of ground to Oulton, who is more than keeping pace with Jet Packer Nebula, the championship leader. One Ferrari is involved in the battle of the Ferraris with Supercar Ray and Kaji Tacos still trying to get his way past Armin Ward. Yaza as well trying to get his way past the Kuno. These two definitely don't want to spend too much time fighting, given that they've taken their pit stops. They really potentially want to be working together to get as much time on track under their belt as they can. Yeah, the undercut doesn't work so great if you get held up in a 15 lap battle. Potentially what is going to happen to these two. So we'll see how that plays out. Rob 2K and Cool Racing still trying to make overtake. Cool now within 4 tenths of Lamaro in that Jag. Again, fast approaching the halfway mark, so the drivers do have that pit stop to consider. Let's just see Cool then into turn number 1 and 1A. You love these tracks to do that, like Laguna Seca, of course. Turn 1 is the left-hand pink before the Andretti hairpin. Oh, look at the way he throws that Mercedes. The Mercedes, a well-known cheat car when it comes to being able to throw over the curves on ACC. Definitely bop tourism. Bop tourism in full effect. I'm sure Cool will appreciate that. I'm only kidding, but no, I'm not seriously. That car's a cheat car over the curves. Kaji Tacos only 3 tenths of a second still to Arnie Noir in the Porsche. Just laying credit to the fact that this really is a difficult track to overtake. McLaren looks quicker in so many places. Oh, is he going to go round outside? Surely going to go for the cutback. No, the Porsche rides that inside line. So what's slower at this corner, but in the early RPMs, the Porsche stretches out that gap just as much, or just enough to keep himself in that position. Potential position changes. The minutes 19th and 20th, once the pit stops iron out though, I reckon these two are going to be hovering on top 10 glory. Cool Racing. Oh, that's a bit of a mistake. Oh, is that? Oh, that's not Lamaro on line, is it? Lamaro has it. Oh, cool. Oh, they both come into the pits then. So I think we might have missed a bit of contact or somebody running wide. I don't know. Not posting any blame to anybody. I'm just saying there's looks like a couple of drivers on wide. Jet Packer Nebula's come shooting into the pits. Lamaro Cool Racing have joined them. Andy Cray making his way through. Interesting. Oh, did we just see Jet Packer Nebula reverse? Did he miss his pit box? Certainly hope not. Certainly hope not. Supercar Ray making his way through as well. So that is Lamaro Cool Racing. Wow, look at the taillights on that thing go. Jag really letting you know it stopped. Supercar Ray isn't within 4 tenths of Jet Packer Nebula because he's in the pits. It's a phenomenal lead for Floppy Fox as we creep closer to the halfway mark. 13 laps in. And any second now. You could have timed that a bit better there, time. There we go. 12.8 seconds is the lead he's got over TK Drifter Milden. In that third place still. drifter in the Lambo phenomenal drive. There's Jetpack and Nebula exiting the pits across the line, and he has been released. Of course, you need to stay over the right hand side because of that pit exit line. There we go. Use that exit perfectly. There's Lamaro leaving the pits. Cool Racing still stationary. So I wonder if he's had a bit of damage. He's been in there. He came in pretty much right on top of Lamaro then, and there we go. Cool Racing has been released. There is Arms coming along the start-finish straight. Cool Racing is going to be very close here. I think Arms has made it through. Arms has made it through, so he dropped down the order a bit after an early incident. I'm not sure exactly what, but he did drop down the order. And he's now got himself ahead of Cool Racing. He's going to be chasing down Lamaro and Jetpack and Nebula, who of course came in, to the best of my knowledge, from 6th. They may have dropped down the order ever so slightly. We'll certainly find out when the pit stops iron themselves out. At the moment it is like an 800 metre relay race when some of the drivers come in from various positions. So we'll see how the pit stop plays out and who it benefits the most. Arne and Tacos have changed positions then. Can't confirm that Kazi Tacos has, after 5 patient laps, got that overtake done. Arne runs very deep on the brakes and almost collects it back in Kazi. Does manage to avoid that contact though. Yaza Decuno. Two drivers out of the pits, BMW and Ferrari. They're looking very close. Indeed, Arne and Kazitakos, get the feeling they're not quite done yet. Still got their pit stops to take. There's Jetpack and Nebula. We can see he's actually ahead of High Grade B. He still needs to take his pit stop. He avoids the pit stops. Doesn't take it on this lap either. You can see him come past the pit entrance, and he finds himself between Lamaro and Arms. So great drive so far from Lamaro. Let's see what Rob 2K is saying. He's got your Oulton just ahead of him, so he has got the move done on Ollie RSR. He's going to catch him on the back of Oulton. So a phenomenal drive in that Bentley at the minute. Art Connor comes into the pits to distract us from the fact that Oulton has had a phenomenal drive. Let's not forget that. He's up in the 6th place at the minute. And we're at the halfway mark. Drive through for track limits. Arne Noir, get down for 3 seconds. Drive through, that was terrible. The impression, not the driving. Sorry, Arne. Both of you, Schwarzenegger and the driver. But yeah, drive through penalty for the track limits there. So the post driver is going to have 2 trips into the pits. One enforced by the race organisers, one enforced by the in-race stewards. He's got 2 laps left to take that penalty. Connor into the pits. He should be getting dropped any second. He's been there quite some time. Rob 2K's made his way past, so is Ollie RSR Supercar Ray as well. One Ferrari and Andy Creel making their way through into the top 10. Connor has been released. He's dropped outside the top 10 as Kajitakos. He's through to turn 2 already, so so's Arne, so's Rin. In fact, Rin just into turn number 1. So Connor, a fair bit of traffic ahead of him, but he does have a bit of clear air. Doesn't have anything too close, so he will be able to get a very, he's definitely got the opportunity to make the most of his outlap. Yes, yeah, 40 get Rin went through as well. Jetpack and Nebula is just behind them. Can't quite. Oh, that's a Ferrari. That's Floppy Fox. He's lapped 15th place. Wow. But he still, of course, has to take his pit stop. Still got the top 13 on track. There's Rob 2K and Ollie RSR coming into the pits. 31 minutes left of the race, so pretty much on that halfway mark. The drivers, yeah, looking up. There's no rain due. Serious cloud cover and very little in the way of track temperature. Certainly will be taken. Ooh, and that's a turn 2 of run wide. That is the livery I keep thinking is Lamar, but it isn't. Really attacked that curb. Kajitako's in the pit. Arne Noir into the pits. He, of course, has got the drive-through. He's going to have to take that before he can take his mandatory pit stop. So that is going to be extremely painful. I believe it's about 77% of your lap. Hungaroring. I'm trying to remember, it stands out. It's either one of the best or one of the worst. For the amount of time it takes out of your pit stop. We're certainly finding that out now. Ren Arnoir. Now he's stationary, so he's taking his mandatory and he's going to have to come back in. Now to me that is a mistake because he's going to have to change tyres. Who was that just avoided that penalty there? That was a very high-pitched streak there. I do apologise if anyone's dog was watching. But he really did cut that pit exit line right at the end of the pits. Yazar just got an overtake done as well. We've got Hutch from the top 5 into the pits. Oulton will be promoted up to 4th. Supercat Ray 5th. 1 Ferrari in 6th. The 2 Ferraris still side by side. Andy Cray now at the back of the pack. He's in 8th. Arne Noir back out after his pit stop. Yeah, I've completely lost the plot, haven't I? Was it Arne going to drive through? Yep, I've completely dropped the ball on that. I do apologise. I've completely lost track of who did the drive through. I thought it was Arne. We saw him stationary, but he's still got the 1 marker next to his name. Hutch has been released from the pits. Nice and simple there. Let's, yeah, thank you. I do apologise. I don't know who did that drive through there. We'll find out then. Floppy Fox, 17.5 seconds he is in the lead. He's coming in the last corner now, so another lap. He will make his way through before coming into the pits, or at least one more. Into the penultimate corner, it's TK Drifter with Milden. Just down the road, although they're just making their way through some blue flag traffic. Milden peels into the pits. Arne Noir coming into the pits as well. I'm sure it was a Porsche. But yeah, Milden into the pits. I nearly said Milton there. I was watching the FRL race with Milton Thomas and Dennis the other night. Actually did really well. He did. Oh, and there we go. 1 Ferrari's coming into the pits. Milden's in. Arne Noir is in. Floppy Fox has stayed out. And why not? He's just made his way through some back marker, some blue flag traffic. Blue flag traffic. And he's got a fair bit of track ahead of him now to that corner in 9th place, who has pitted. So I'm sure he's going to be looking now to stay as long as possible. Supercat Ray staying out. 1 Ferrari and Andy Cray still in there. Milton Oulton still in that pit stop as well. They've been stationary for what seems like an eternity. Come on, Chris. Let's get this top 5, kid. He's in 4th place at the moment. Come on, Chris. What are you waiting on? There's Milden out the pits. Oulton still stays. So there's 1 Ferrari and Andy Cray as well. Hutch. But at corner still trying to get the overtake done. Jetpack and Nebula in 10th place then. So up 2 on his original start position. Drive through for track limits. No, it's Yazar. His team running well in the team championship. That is not what he needs there. That drive-through penalty is going to be massively detrimental to his finishing position, and I do mean massively. Considering where he is at the moment, that really is a painful one. Milden out the pit, so is Oulton. And he's got a big battle just ahead of him as well. Positions up for grab. TK Drifter comes in to the pits from 2nd position. 1 Ferrari's just on his way out of the pits. So it shows you just how far ahead the leaders are, as the leaders are coming in. Some of the some of the traffic cars further down the field are just exiting. I'm just getting too excited. I can't keep up with myself at the moment. Cool Racing is in the pits, and there you go. Just shows you how often the positions are changing. Couldn't even click on Cool there, but he is down to 20th position now. So something's going on there. He's already been in the pits. I think he's got damage. We Helicam back. I've missed the yellow flag there. Rob 2K still going to get his way past Oulton. TK Drifter still in the pits. Elysium trying to get his way past the Kuno as well. Rob 2K trying to get his way past Oulton, who's currently in 9th place. So he's definitely on for the top 10. He keeps this up. Supercar Ray, he should get ahead of when Ray comes into the pits. This TK Drifter exiting the pits. Supercar Ray has gone past, but Milden hasn't. So the battle for second is still game on for TK Drifter. Third place at the moment for Supercar Ray, still got that penalty. I do apologise. Pit stop to take, and speaking of pit stops to take, let's hope he wasn't speeding. And there is the race leader, Floppy Fox, coming into the pits. Rob 2K still trying to get his way past Oulton, and Bentley on Bentley action, not for the first time in the race, and it's Porsche versus Ferrari. That age-old tale as well. Cool Racing has stayed in the pits. That is a nightmare for her. Renville is retired to the pits as well, quite some time ago. Cool Racing. Yeah, he's retired to the pits. Alinois Hargate, high grade B again, going for that really long first stint here in the race. Rob 2K is just ahead of Oulton, then he has got that overtake done. Oulton still with that 10th place. Supercar Race still with a pit stop to take. He will take the lead of the race, though, as Floppy Fox is in the pits, but he's just been released. TK Drifter just coming in the final few corners now. In fact, corner number 11, of course, these corners named turns 1 through 12. There's an 11A or 10A in there as well, just to be a bit of magic. 1A as well, of course, to really keep you on your toes, I'm guessing. Oulton getting on the back of that stint team. Come on, Chris, you can catch him. He's definitely on for the top 10. Supercar Ray, much like High Grade B, extending that first stint as long as possible. 23 minutes left on the race clock. Ollie RSR trying to close up on Jet Packer Nebula, who's up 5 positions. So really is doing his best to close the gap and reduce the impending deficit swing between himself and Milden, the two championship leaders. With 4 points separating them before the race. There's only 3 positions separating them on track at the moment. Supercar Ray is on track. Oh, here comes the rain. I said it's alright. That was a really bad Beatles impression. And I'm not even sorry. 15 minutes from now on track we will have rain. It will be a light spattering of rain, but it means that the last 7 minutes of the race could be very, very interesting. Unless, of course, you're Supercar Ray and you've still got a mandatory pit stop under your belt. I don't think there's going to be enough rain to require. Oh no! Jet Packer Nebula, curse of the commentator. Phenomenal race to get up to 7. Drive-through penalty for track limits. That is a nightmare. He's going to lose positions to Ollie, Rob, Oulton, Andy Kay, Lamaro, Arms. And I think one Ferrari might find themselves with a cheeky promotion as well. Unless I'm trying to get past the Kuno Porsche versus Ferrari battle raging on in the dying stages of the race. High grade still out, needing to take that trip in the pit stop. Jet Packer Nebula with a trip in the pit stop. That is a car off track. Can't make out that screen at the bottom. We'll see that particular small number. That was the car. But Nebula, yeah, he's going to come in and get that out of the way as soon as possible. 21 minutes left to go. There is someone stationary on the track at the moment. There we go. Oh, high grade B. I think that's a return to garage, so that is him out of the race. Our 4th retiree, the first one of course Mr. White Smurf. After putting on the front row of the grid in qualifying, picking up some damage, was just keep yourself in the face with the microphone. I apologise for the sudden thud there. Oh, here we go. We are watching Elysium and Decuno, and I'm trying to get control of the camera again for normal stuff. At the turn number 1 is the post going to have a look. Way too deep. They're trying to force the defensive move from the Ferrari again, but although he's got the brakes nicely there, they got that rotate. Beautifully around turn 1. And the turn 1A once again. Let's have a look. It's still Elysium trying to get his way past Decuno. Kazutako's in 15th, Jetpacker Nebula in 14th, Ferrari in 13th, Arms 12th, Lamaro in 11th, Andy Cray in 10th place. Apologies if I missed any chat by the way. I know there's a difference on YouTube between top chat and live chat. I don't know if I'm going to the whole thing. Well, there we go. So Andy Cray, 10th. Inside the top 10 it is Oulton in 9th, Rob on Ollie 8th and 7th, Connors in 6th, Hutchin 5th, Milton in 4th, Drifter in 3rd, and Floppy Fox in 2nd, of course. Most of those drivers will be promoted to position when Supercar Ray comes in to take his mandatory pit stop. He will be the last driver to take his mandatory stop. Might not be the last driver into the pits, given that we've seen a couple of drive-through for track limits so far, 3 in the race, more than I've seen in the 4 races I've commentated here so far. So the Hungaroring at night really proving to be an Achilles heel for a few of the championship drivers. And of course Jetpacker Nebula qualified in 12th, made his way up to 7th, potentially 6th with the Ferrari. Still to pit up in 1st place on track. Drive through for track limits, finds himself in 14th, a 6.5 line one Ferrari, and Arms another 5 seconds up the road. So position improvement at this stage in the race could prove extremely tricky for our championship leader, something I'm sure Milden will not be too sad to see. This is going to consolidate his grip. No, sorry, it's going to consolidate him again back at the top of the table. As I mentioned, only 4 points separate Milden from Jetpacker Nebula before the race started. And given points difference between 4th and 14th, Milden will be the series leader going into the final week. Actually, speaking of the final week, it is a 90-minute special again. Zanabagring, we will be in the German countryside once again. Of course, the track built by the Kaiser to try and fend off Ferrari. And that is where we will see the championship come to a close, and it's still really all going to be to play for. Given some of these results, Jetpacker Nebula is going to have his work out for him, hanging on at top 3 position if it stays like this. Supercar Ray comes in to take his pit stop. He was just about to be overtaken by Floppy Fox actually, so he did retake the lead of the race. Just as Supercar Ray came into the pits, there is Drifter. Of course, he will take that position. So will Milden, Hutch, Art Connor, Ollie, RSR. So where will Rob 2K and Oulton come out? Come on, Oulton, this is for an alien of the week. I will be in the Wednesday night podcast. You'll be running it as well, actually. Just imagine the pressure. Oh, dude, you can even nominate yourself for alien of the week. You know you want to. Stop listening to my commentary and concentrate. Ran a bit deep there. He's keeping it between the Mayo and the Mustard and the Bentley. Where is he compared to Supercar Ray? That was turn number 10, looking interesting there. Nice early turn in. Oh, 5 minutes, we're going to see some rain, and it is going to increase. So we're going to see a few splashes on the track. This Supercar Ray coming out of the pits. He's still leaving. Milden, Hutch, Connor, Ollie, Rob, all just making it through. Oulton is on the start-finish straight. Supercar Ray is just exiting the pits into turn number 1. Oh, There was multiple reasons we picked Chris to watch here, the Oulton on the way out, and I knew it was going to be close between the two of them. Oulton still well within that top 10, 9th place at the moment. Tantalisingly close though is 8th place in the Supercar Way. If everybody's going to get an overtake done, now would be a good time. Supercar Way on those outlap tyres. Oulton's will be well and truly back up to temperature. How will the Bentley fare in the rain against the Ferrari? Andy Gray 5 seconds down the road. Potential position improvement for him as well if the battle ahead gets too heated. Anything can get more heated in the track at the moment. It has increased by 1 whole degree, a whopping great 13 degrees, and it's the track's not long been rated as optimum, even though it's about to rain. Let's just hit the sim racing gods. Certainly can't deny they've got a sense of humour. Oulton in 9th, the Supercar Race still just ahead of him then on that outlap. He's just come out of the pits to take that mandatory stop. That did, of course, re-promote Floppy Fox, our pole position driver, back onto the lead of the race. A whopping great 15 seconds. He has over TKD Drifter. He's barely put a foot wrong. Oh, and one Ferrari. Drive through for track winner. Number 4. Okay. Good to see you, mate. Hi, baby. I stopped my race. I don't know when my pace, I'm assuming, has gone. One Ferrari, but yeah, no, all good, mate. You don't feel, oh, there we go, here we go. You're both looking for a move. On the exit to turn 1, he's got the groove into turn 1A. Oh, he's going to hold it. Oh, the Ferrari with a bit of lift on the front there. Nothing to be done. Go, Chris, that wasn't your fault. The Ferrari kind of lost grip on the front nose there, straightened himself up. The Bentley's made contact. This practice of the day, yeah, it can be a tricky one. This course, especially trying to learn one and then do it at night, not the easiest. Learning the track in the dark. Oh, go on, Chris, you've got this. I'm trying to be, I'm not being, right, sorry, Supercar, right, none against you, but then watching. Oh, what a move into the chicane there. The Bentley absolutely nails that one. Nicely done. Oulton then up into 8th place ahead of Supercar Ray. And again, I'm just here excited about the overtaking action. I'm not actually specifically cheering on any drivers. Apologies if it's that way, Supercar Ray. But yeah, Chris, great overtake there to take that 8th position. Arnie Lars back out on track. Pace is like the first day on the PSL. Sorry, FRL. Yeah, listen, mate, all good. These things happen. In sim racing, you always say every second on track is a learning experience. It's how you use it and move on. If it's not your night, mate, it's not your night. If you're not feeling it, then maybe better retire in the pits. End up causing yourself, end up running off and quitting, or not quitting the race, sorry, ended up with terminal damage, making a potential mistake, ending up with damage and finishing out that way. But yeah, we're still watching this battle here. Rin catching up onto the back of the Elysium and the Kuno ahead. So it's the battle of the middle to rear wheel drive car, rear engine drive cars, sorry. Middle rear of the Ferrari, the rear of the Porsche, and the middle rear of the McLaren. Into turn number 1, you see Rin's got a great view of the battle ahead. No position changes there, but McLaren getting very close. One Ferrari still stationary. Not sure if that was a technical issue. They just seem to run straight off at turn number 1 right in the wall in the front of the garage. I'm trying to get his way past Lamaro, who's on a great drive, 11th position there. Andy Gray within 6/10 now. A Supercar Ray. He's not long been overtaken by Oulton. Now finds Alexis trying to take another position. 11 minutes to go, and there is rain falling from the sky. Alexis, one of the best handlers in the wet, that is for sure. Definitely helps if you've got the right tyres on. Oh, and we've got a lot of action going on here. I believe but I have no clue who that is. Oh, and that is a force down. That. Jetpack. Who was that? We've got another car off. That's Catch Tacos. So yeah, the rain is falling. It's catching a few of the drivers out. That's for absolutely sure. Oh, there's the Lexus lost it as well. Wow, what an ending this could potentially be. Oh, sorry, what an ending it's going to be. The potential is kind of like we've got rain. There is water on the track, and some of the cars are really struggling to deal with it at the moment. It shouldn't be that much, so it is going to rain. The track has been demoted from optimum back down to fast. So the rain is going to fall for the last 9 minutes, that's for sure. And apparently it's going to get heavier before the race ends. Tell you what, the possibilities here are absolutely endless. At the minute, Arms is in 12th. It's Arne Noir in 19th position. He's served his drive through Bentley in the course. She's in 19th. He's in 18th. Elysium in 17th. Ren in 16th. Ren in 5th. Oh! The Ferrari's got a bit close here. Touched him in the braking zone. And that is Ren after that great overtake then. Drops that back down the order, I'm sure. The precipitation playing a part in that one. D'Acuno still in that 16th with Elysium just ahead. Sorry, Kajitako's just behind. There is the race leader making his way through. Jetpacker Nebula 13th, so he's made it up at one position. But still one down on where he started. Arms trying to get his way past Lamaro. And you can just about see, I'm not sure if that's going to come through on the stream because of the camera that we're using. Oh, and there we go, another driver falling foul in the rain. That is Arms in the Audi. The exit curve on the left hand side of the last corner, definitely not the place you want to misjudge your acceleration. In the braking zone as well, the drivers not seeming, or the tyres certainly, I don't know if it is specifically the drivers, but the track dropping from optimum down to fast is really changing where the drivers can hit those brakes. The rain definitely falling. Positions are potentially going to be changing as Elysium having a look into turn one. I tell you, it's a brave driver that tries to overtake in these conditions. Now I would say a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Bring home the points that you've currently got in your pocket. And yeah, hope for the best in the Nürburgring next week. Still a battle between Elysium and D'Acuno, the closest two drivers on track. But Arne in 19th, bringing up the rear. That is now 5 retirements, unfortunately, that we've had. A couple of them after taking the mandatory pit stop as well, so extra frustration for a few of the drivers, especially Cool there. One of the championship protagonists finishing this one in the pit. Only one scoring opportunity left after this one. It is 90 minutes at the Nürburgring. I tell you, if we get changeable weather like this at the Nürburgring, that is going to be one spicy race. I've raced there in changeable wet conditions myself, and it is interesting. Great track. Much like this one. Let's have a look at the leader just coming into the final few corners. 6 minutes left on the clock, and it's Floppy Fox leading the way comfortably over the Lamborghini PKB Drifter. And you can now see that rain really is falling, and it's going to fall at the same rate until the end of the race. No plus or minus on the clouds. So that's 6.5 minutes left to go. Yeah, track conditions are absolutely going to be changing. Milden in third in that Mercedes. You're not going to see many drivers using the curbs now, I can assure you, especially after we've seen the likes of Jetpacker, Nebula and Arms find their way off track. In fact, Arms into the pits to get the damage repaired after the exit. And it couldn't have been worse. I've done it myself. You come around the last corner, you touch the curb, and you bent into the wall. I did it at Barcelona live on stream. I'm trying to read the chat. Stuck it in the wall, and you've got to do an entire lap with a whole host of damage, and then sit in the pit, and it's just so detrimental and so destroying to your overall race. We see Arms now down in 17th position and still stationary. Then Elysium still trying to get past the Kuno, but at this stage again, bird in the hand or two in the bush perhaps. Is it worth going for a risky overtake in extremely changeable conditions, or do you just hang on to that 15th position? Jetpack and Nebula has got 10 seconds up the road to Lamaro in 11th place. Great drive from the Jag driver. Andy Crane 10th in the Lexus, recovered from his little spin off the track. Again, across to the commentator, just saying how good the Lexus is in the wet. We saw one stage exit right. Not the best plan. Arms is still in the pits. Hopefully can get the pair and come back out. Really doesn't want this to be a DNF. There you go. Yeah, I didn't think he would retire there. Definitely worth getting back out and getting some points. Arnie Noir then promoted to 18th position. Elysium DeCuno promoted to the rear view mirror. Kaja Tacos only a second separating these three as they come into turn number one. With only 3 laps left on the books to traverse. Kaja Tacos in 13th, Jetpack and Nebula in that 12th. Trying to catch up to Lamaro, but it is a 10-second gap. It's a big ask, only 4 minutes to go. 8 seconds up the road is Andy Crane 10th, Supercar Ray in 9th, you Oulton in 8th place, Rob 2K in 7th, Ollie RSR in 6th, Art Connor in 5th with Hutch in 4th. On the podium it is still as you were, FRL Milden, who, if the result stays like this, will be the championship leader. I don't want to curse anything, and we've seen an overtake then to Kuno. Has got his way past Kaji Tackles. Kaji now under attack from Elysium, so still only a second separating. You see, not that anymore. McLaren has run wide on the exit to turn number 7 into the chicane. He's going to have a look up the inside. He's held the apex beautifully. The McLaren, sorry, almost making his way back round, and in fact, Kaji now got Rin, a fellow McLaren. Oh, and they almost had a touch there. The Rin looking very lively and racy into that corner. Kaji Tacos, of course, robbed of a lot of momentum from the battle that he just had, and it looks like it could potentially be in other positions in the McLaren as we look up the inside of turn number 10. Is he going to make this one stick? He's onto that apex beautifully. They've gone side by side. They're going to be side by side under the bridge. It's going to be Kaji Tacos that's got the upper hand. He will take the apex, but the outside McLaren of Ren, he's going to have less centrifugal force and more acceleration towards the final corner. Oh, he just gets his nose in front of the final, right on that inside curve. He's going to have to use all the track as Kaji Tackles on the outside, not the lead over Brown. Beautifully crafted overtake there through 3 or 4 corners. Lined that up beautifully and gets that done. And hats off to Kaji Tackles as well. That was 2 drivers who were hell bent on having a good clean race and not making contact, and they've done that beautifully. And I tell you, Kaji's not done with the battle yet. Is he going to go for a cut back through turn number 1? Definitely still hanging on in there. Floppy Fox, 32 laps in. It has been a fairly flawless performance from the Floppy Fox. I do love an alliteration, don't I? I really do. I really just need to go on with it. But he is leading the way comfortably. Just making his way past some of the traffic. That was close. Drifter will be coming through very soon. 24 seconds ahead he is. So phenomenal drive there from Fox. TK Drifter as well in the Lamborghini. Amazing drive by Drifter to get himself up onto the top 2 rows of the grid right at the death of qualifying. And Mr. White Smurf getting bogged down at the start of the race. That's gifted a couple of positions. TK Drifter and FRL Milden, the main beneficiaries. FRL Hutch back to his usual self after, was it last week or the week before he was slightly off the pace? Can't remember. Leader's on the final lap. 1 minute 12 left on the clock. The leader is on the final lap. Let's see if we can keep track and actually catch him crossing the finish line this week. We've got Andy Cray in 9th place, all over the back of Oulton in 8th. And I tell you, they've got Supercar Ray just behind the 1.2 seconds Separating these three cars, Elysium and the Kuno. Just going past the blue flag car. One Ferrari has stayed in the pits in the tyre den. Arms did come back out. He's just pulled over to let some of the quicker cars through. Oh, quite a few of the quicker cars coming through there. Elysium. In fact, that was Elysium and the Kuno. They are battling for position, so it's phenomenal that he got out of the way so quickly. Here comes the floppiest of foxes, though. And he is, yeah, that's him just coming through the chicane now. So just on the halfway mark of the last lap. Andy Crane, Supercar Ray, very close. They're on the last lap as well. Yes, they are. Elysium still 2 tenths behind. Oh, so they've still got, have they got another lap to go? Yes, they do. So they're just ahead. So they've actually got, they're just starting their final lap actually. So it is going to be more battles well after Floppy Fox crossed the line and taken the checkered flag, and it is going to be a phenomenal race win and the checkered flag for Floppy Fox. You see him coming into the final corner. He took pole position by 3 tenths of a second in qualifying, and he's taken the race win by almost 30 seconds. Phenomenal drive from the Ferrari, and Floppy Fox takes the win here at round number 9. TKD Drifter just coming up to a lot of traffic there. That is Kajitako's Rin and Elysium still battling for position, but it's TKD Drifter in the Lamborghini taking second place. FRL Milden is going to come home and take third. There is the fireworks about to come into the foreground, and there's the Lamborghini crossing the start finish line to take the checkered flag. Congratulations FRL Milden coming across the line to take third place. Well, let's check in on Rob 2K and Ollie RSR. They're within 3 tenths of a second. Will there be an overtake there? Jetpacker Nebula has returned to the garage already, so the results are going to be a bit skewed from my perspective. Hopefully we can get you as accurate as possible. Hutch crosses the line to take the checkered flag, but Art Connor and Ollie RSR sorry, it's Art Connor in the 5th, Ollie RSR and Rob 2K not separated by much at all. And my vote for Alien of the Week has got to be Yvonne. And great drive that he's put in. He's defending right down to the end of the race. Supercar Ray and Andy Cray within 7 tenths of a second. Chris into the penultimate corner. The Ferrari all over the back of that Lexus. Andy, I'm sure, would love to get the overtake done, but he's having to do a whole lot of defending. Coming into the last corner, it is Yvolton in the Bentley, rounding that last corner, sees the fireworks on the horizon. There is the finish line. Here comes the checkered flag. Great finish for Yvolton then in 8th place. Andy Cray in 9th. Supercar Ray in 10th place. And Lamaro coming across the line in 11th place then. Another phenomenal drive. Jetpacker Nebula finished in 12th. Kuno in 13th. Elysium crossed the line and took the checkered flag for 14th place. Kaja Tacos finished in 15th with Yazar in 16th position. And wow, that was the worst Arnold Schwarzenegger impression I've ever done. I'm genuinely sorry for that one. He finished in 17th, and Arms crossed the line in 18th position. High grade B1 Ferrari Cool Racing and a couple other drivers unfortunately unable to make the end of the race due to damage. It was your Mr. White Smurf, Renville, Cool Racing, High Grade B, and Want Ferrari finishing 10, 15, 17, and 28 laps down. And someone called Double O Raven didn't even start the race. That's probably just as well. He's terrible. As a sim racer, he makes a great commentator. Some great racing on display once again this evening. Thankfully, the racing a lot better than the jokes provided by the broadcaster. That guy is... he's not the best. He's enthusiastic, but he's not the best. That's not what we want. That's not what we want. That is what we want as I try and sneak my way out to get some highlights on screen to close out the broadcast. Mr. Floppy Fox. Not bad. It would be a bit of an understatement, my man. 25-second lead. And tricky conditions towards the end there. Let's face it, that was definitely not easy. Wow, you can really hear me breathing that thing. So paranoid. Highlights. Hungaroring. Got this one. Yeah, oh, you were looking forward to the battle. So, because imagine what we were looking forward to. I mean, that was shaping up to be absolutely epic between you guys. It was going to be very, very close up at the front. There we go. We've got some highlights from it. But yes, so there we go. Of course, all results are pending any stewards and Tyres contacts that I've seen that might potentially get looked at. But around this track here, there's Floppy Fox leading the way. Big position changes as we saw right through the changeable conditions, right down to the ends. What we are seeing very, very, very changeable. Wow, that is really loud. Very changeable championship positions. Yeah, felt like driving on ice for the last 6 minutes. Right, I did wonder about that because, yeah, that rain was really coming down. Seeing someone overtakes on the screen. Oh, bang! Okay. So Renville out the last corner. Excuse me, that is... yeah, that's where his race ended. But yeah, massive congratulations to everyone that took part and made it to the end. As I said, that was round number 9. That was the Hungaroring. It is another ring next week. This time, though, it's going to be the Nürburgring. Phenomenal overtake there as well. In turn number 1. Some great moves right through the race. Why can't we get this camera during commentary? Honestly, look, it's obviously there because we can see it in that. Oh! And unfortunately, a bit of contact there as well. But yeah, once again, Floppy Fox, congratulations, Mr. Michael Firth. Great win. It certainly sets things up nicely for the end. Oh, the Ferrari completely missed that one there. Certainly sets things up beautifully for the final round. If you haven't had enough of your racing this evening, if I'm not mistaken, FRL should still be... Do you have a PC race on tonight for FRL? Or is it already finished? It must have already finished. Yep, got that. Okay. Out to Redville, yep. See you later, guys. Thanks, John, for comms. Absolutely welcome, mate. Absolutely welcome. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back the same next week for the Nürburgring. FRL have got all kinds of things going on, so get into the Discord. Formula Racing League. I'm sure all the links will be in the description and the chat. Thank you to everybody that hung about in the chat set this evening. All you lurkers in the background watching as well. Much appreciated. And I will return next week to bring you the final round. 90 minutes, 2 mandatory pit stops, the Nürburgring. Make sure you're there.